I'm Gianni Cocco, and today I'm in Florence at the Accademia del Caffè Espresso. And from here, from this Coffee Encounters episode, I'm going to prepare the shakerato, a typical Italian drink that was actually born here in Italy, and then, over the time, has spread to other countries too. It is prepared directly in a shaker, and it's very fresh, very energizing drink that can be served both in the morning and in the afternoon. Let's see the steps required for an optimal preparation. First of all, let's cool the glass. So we put some ice inside the glass and let it cool down. Then let's prepare our shakerato. It's very simple actually, as it consists of 3 ingredients: espresso coffee, ice and liquid sugar. Then we put some ice inside the cocktail shaker. We lay the other piece at the top and load the liquid sugar, 15 milliliters. Now let's brew a good espresso. We can use our favorite coffee blend. For example, in central and southern Italy, people prefer using, even when preparing a shakerato, a blend containing both Arabica and Robusta coffee, while in northern Italy, or anywhere abroad, people prefer using a blend only consisting of Arabica coffee. The choice depends on the customer's taste. I use 30 milliliters of espresso coffee and pour it into the cocktail shaker. I strike, then I shake vigorously. Now I just have to filter the drink into a martini glass. That, remember, it is the ideal glass to serve a good shakerato. I throw away the ice used to cool the drink. I thoroughly homogenize and filter my coffee, which also feature a creamy surface. This is due to the interaction between sugar, ice and coffee that during the shaking creates this light emulsion. Final serving, and let's decorate the drink with a coffee bean. A coffee bean at the top. The weather is hot. It's the ideal situation to drink a good shakerato. Greetings to all.
Please don't talk about me when I'm gone. Oh honey, though our friendship ceases from now on.
Hi, and welcome back to La Marzocco's Coffee Encounters. Coffee Encounters is a show revolving around coffee, food, lifestyle, the company's history, together with live demos and much more. This new format is presented by La Marzocco Home in collaboration with Accademia del Caffè Espresso and published once a month on our YouTube channel. The 6th episode features some of the most popular Mediterranean coffee recipes from Spain to Italy all the way to Greece with one of the World Brewers Cup champions. You'll be taking part to the Garrick Twins visit to Accademia del Caffè Espresso, ending in a fast ride down to Florence. Summer coffee drinks recipes will also be shared by our team from Marzocco Germany, straight from one of the most vibrant bars in Berlin. We will dig deeper into the world of Latte Art together with Nora and teach you some more tips and tricks on your GS3. If you think any of this topic can be of your interest, keep watching, relax, and enjoy venturing once again in the fascinating world of coffee.
Can you guess where I am? I am not in Mykonos. I am not in Morocco. I am not in Sicily. I am 30 minutes outside of Athens, and today I will show you how to create cold espresso drinks. And by the way, I am Stefanos Domatiotis, the co-founder of Create, the first training and taste experience center in Greece. Let's make one Freddo Espresso. Freddo Espresso is born in the middle of 90s. when the company that is import Italian coffee decide to create one cold drink as answer to frappe. We need double dose of espresso and 6 to 8 ice cubes. Make your espresso, add it in mixer with 3 or 4 ice, mix it for 6 seconds, and then add 3 ice cubes into your glass and serve your espresso. In Greece, we love to drink Freddo Espresso. It's the one of the most popular drink all year long. Why the Freddo Espresso is different from iced coffee? Because we don't serve coffee over ice. We simply mix coffee and ice until the coffee is chilled and create creamy and smooth texture without losing the taste characteristics. If you love milk, I can show you how to create flat white Freddo. We need double dose of espresso, 60 ml of milk, 6 to 8 ice cubes. We make the espresso and add in the mixer with 3 ice cubes. Mix it for 9 seconds. And then add 3 ice cubes with milk into the glass without mix or shake your milk. And the last touch, add your coffee on the top.
Hi, how are you? I'm Iris. We find ourselves at Central Bar, which is Ricard Camarena's bar located inside of Valencia's Central Market. And we're going to talk about carajillo. Carajillo is a typical Spanish drink whose origin is not known for sure, but the most widespread theory is that it was born in Cuba, at the time when it was a Spanish colony. Soldiers were offered a coffee adulterated with rum to give them a little braveness in the battle. Then it's brought to Spain, and each community adapts it in their own way, giving it its own personality and name. Some examples are Cigalo in Catalonia, Café Patardo in the Basque Country, and the Reventat in Mallorca. Since we're in Valencia, we're gonna prepare our own carajillo known as cremaet. To prepare cremaet, we need lemon peel, orange peel, a few coffee beans, cinnamon sticks, a little bit of sugar, and rum. We now heat the rum to be able to burn the alcohol, and once the rum is hot, we set it on fire. And that's where its name comes from. Cremaet means burnt in Valencian. Once we have the rum burned, we add a generous amount in the glass. For a nice cremaet, coffee should not be mixed with the liquor. There's people who use a spoon or any other instrument to prevent coffee from falling directly. Instead here, we play a little bit with the glass, and if it falls right into the glass, as you can see, it does not mix. And here we have our delicious cremaet, which is the perfect ending to any meal.
Ciao, I'm Fabrizio Corti, product specialist at La Marzocco. Today I would like to guide you through the cleaning procedure and maintenance of the La Marzocco GS3. To clean the GS3, you would need a blind filter, the La Marzocco cleaning product, and a screwdriver. First, you will need to remove the portafilter and switch the filter inside of it with the blind filter. Then you would need to take a little bit of the La Marzocco cleaning product and put it in the portafilter. You attach back the portafilter, and to start the cleaning cycle you would need to press the first and fifth button on the keypad of your GS3. The machine would stop automatically once the cleaning cycle has come to an end. This would take approximately 1 minute and a half. One thing you can do after the cleaning cycle has come to an end is remove the portafilter and use the La Marzocco Home small brush to clean the group head, just like this. One thing you have to do now is remove the shower screen and put it alongside the portafilter, the diffuser screen and the filter in an empty bowl. You can remove the diffuser screen using the special screwdriver that is made in this way so that you don't run the risk of burning your fingers once you have removed the diffuser screen. Now that you have removed the diffuser screen, you can put it in the bowl. Then you can take off the blind filter and put the filter and the portafilter in the bowl. Once you have your parts in the bowl, you can fill it with the hot water. You add a little bit of the cleaning products with all the parts. As you can see, it will immediately dissolve in water. Let rest for around 20 minutes, then you rinse everything and you put everything back in place. Now that everything is clean, we put it back in place. The diffuser screen, you can use your finger to start to screw it, and then you just remove the cup from the screwdriver and you use it as a screwdriver to tighten it up. Then you put back the filter into the portafilter and you are ready to enjoy another espresso or a cappuccino from your GS3. However, once or twice per year, you might also need to replace the gasket or the shower screen with the diffuser screen, because these are consumable parts that wear off with time. So now I'm gonna show you how you can do that with just the use of this tool and of the screwdriver with the cup that you can always use to avoid burning your fingers. First thing you would need to do is, of course, removing the portafilter. Then use the screwdriver with the cup to remove the shower screen without burning your fingers. To ease the procedure, you can remove the grid from the drain tray. And then with the gasket pick, you can take off the gasket. You take the new one that, as you see, is much softer than the worn one. Always remember that this part will go up, so the part with this small channel here is facing up. You put it back in place. Mind that this part is hot if the machine is on, so you can use the gasket pick from this side to help the fitting of the gasket. Another trick that you can use is the portafilter to properly fit in place the gasket. Now you can take the new shower with the screw and put it back in place. Always you can start with your finger, then remove the cup from the screwdriver and use it to tighten it up. Put back the drip tray, lock it back in place, portafilter back in, and now not only your machine is clean, but all the consumable parts has been changed, so you know that the next espresso you will taste will just be the perfect one. Thank you for being with us today, and see you in the next episode. Ciao!
Ciao, and welcome to the Brewing Lab, to another episode of Latte Art is Not an Art. Today we will bring it a little bit on the next level, because we will start with a combination of two patterns. Patterns which you have seen in the last episodes, the heart and also the rosetta. I insert the portafilter and start the extraction. Meanwhile, I will start to work on the milk. So we always have the same basic steps. We need to texture the milk. We need to have perfectly extracted espresso as the base. And as soon as these components are done, we can start with the pouring. I will split my milk to be a little bit more flexible while I'm pouring. So the first steps are actually always the same. So you need to reach a certain level in the cup. You need to create a canvas. And then once you have reached 2/3 of the cup, we can start with the pattern. So I'm pouring under the crema. Once I have 2/3 of the cup, I go inside with a spout. In the lower bottom, I'm starting to create a heart. Then I move over to the left side. I cut it on the side. I go back into the heart and move up in the other corner, where I close up with another heart cut in the middle. So the most common mistakes when doing latte art is texture and quantity of foam. Because if the texture is not right, if it's not smooth and shiny, it's very difficult to pour. Of course, if you have big bubbles and everything, it also doesn't look so nice. The same for the quantity. If you have too much foam, it's very difficult to do the fine executed patterns. The opposite, if it's too liquid, it's very difficult to stay below the crema and come up on the top and start with a drawing. Then for a pattern like the swan, as it's a composed pattern, you have to be very sure about the timing, because you start with the pattern when the cup is like about 2/3 full, because this is the stage where it's more easy to put the spout into the cup, so you have more freedom, more movement for your hand to put the pattern. But at the same time, as you know, the cup is limited, so you have to be aware of all the timings. Then where to cut the patterns. On the swan, you don't cut the rosetta in the middle, but more on the side. The same for the heart. If you are forming the nose or the face of the swan, you cut it a little bit sideways. But this comes with the time. It's, as said, a matter of the training. So I will slurp the swan lake at the moment, yeah, I hope to see you soon with another episode. Ciao!
Our Berlin offices are relatively new. We opened during the World of Coffee in June 2019, which, as I said, coincided with the World of Coffee, allowing us to have a nice opening party with a lot of friends and guests up from Italy and all over the world. We really wanted a presence in Berlin, especially coffee scene here is really strong. A lot of very, very well-known names, really pushing the German, especially coffee industry in general. A lot of great roasters really close by. District of Neukölln here, very close to the Landwehrkanal, so really close to Kreuzberg as well. It's a really multicultural district. You've got a lot of Arabic and Turkish influences, huge expat community, big underground scene, a lot of cafes, bars, restaurants. And I think that diversity of the people here and that mix of cultures kind of breeds an acceptance and a tolerance, and also really feeds into the restaurant cafe scene. It's a fantastic, vibrant place. We haven't been open for very long. COVID got in the way of having a lot of events over the last few years, so we're really open to having visitors. We've got a lot of great machines here, both commercial and home. We really want to be a hub for the Berlin specialty coffee scene. We really enjoy entertaining and having people over, so we hope to have a lot of events happening here in the office soon. So today we're here with the lovely Rose Manon Ball, which I've been practicing. I hope I got that right. almost.
Well done.
We touched on the bar scene here in Neukölln and the cafe bar and night scene here in Neukölln. Rose works right here in the neighborhood on the block at a lovely little late night bar called the Truffle Pig. She's come up with a non-alcoholic espresso-based drink for us. So yeah, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
So yeah, I work literally next door in a small speakeasy. Coffee is being used usually in the bar scene for its very round flavor, very rich and full-bodied and toffee, vanilla sort of flavor. And surely what makes the difference between a good espresso and a bad espresso is this exact balance between bitterness and sourness, and getting the perfect coffee, meaning using bitterness as a flavor or using sourness as a flavor.
Today we have a Rwandan with a little bit more berry, a little bit more jasmine, so there's floral notes coming through, so staying away from that chocolatey espresso martini kind of flavour and going with something a little bit more fresher.
Yeah, exactly. Not only because it's fresh, but also because I think it's slightly... It deserves to be known more.
Sure.
As it can really goes a long way, and as we're not always craving like this very heavy drink, which is delicious. An espresso martini is absolutely delicious. I love it. If we're talking about espresso, I think there are distinctive lines that can be drawn and played with.
Also, non-alcoholic drinks, which we're touching on today.
Completely. It's definitely I don't want to say a trend, but it's something growing, because we are at a point in which everyone deserves a good drink. Everyone misses a good drink and everyone deserves one.
So Rose, tell us what you're making for us today. Maybe let's talk about a little bit of the ingredients.
Yeah, well, that drink is called Time for Coffee. And so I really wanted to highlight both bitterness as a very interesting flavor and sourness as a very interesting flavor. So the main ingredient is a non-alcoholic vermouth, and sourness comes simply from fresh pressed lemon. And to deepen a little bit the drink, I've used a herbal distillate, which is water distilled and infused with spice, mostly cardamom and cloves, that I'm going to use as a bitter somehow, but I can't use bitter for a non-alcoholic drink. But also, as it is water-based, it's going to add some air, really some dilution, because at the end of the day, the most important thing in a cocktail is dilution somehow. So these are my 3 ingredients, and we need a touch of sugar, and for that touch of sugar, I've decided to use the Marzocco machine to do a quick palm sugar syrup. Palm sugar got very interesting caramelly notes to it.
Much more complex than a refined sugar.
Completely, yeah, absolutely. It's also a sustainable ingredient, which is always a very good point. So last minute touch is just a bunch of timian.
Right, that's the time in the title of the drink.
Time for coffee.
Love it. Fantastic.
So yeah, that's what we're gonna drink today.
Fantastic. Well, let's get cracking and have a drink, shall we?
Shall we?
Let's do it.
So I'm gonna start by pressing my lemon and get some fresh lemon juice out of it. Then I'm gonna pour 12 milliliters of my homemade palm sugar syrup. And that pan sugar syrup has been done with half sugar and half hot water. Just stir it quickly, and there you go. 30 ml of my non-alcoholic vermouth. And then I am using some herbal distillate with spice, including cardamom and cloves, to give it some depth and add a bit of dilution to the whole mix. Once all these ingredients are prepared in your small tin, I'm just gonna fill it up with ice and pour my 2 double shot espresso on top of the ice. Time to shake, give it a long wet shake. And for this drink, I've decided to get rid of most of the crema. So I'm gonna quickly stretch my drink, added some air, and getting rid of the other amount of foam. Grab your 2 glasses and pour your drink before adding ice. Fill up your highball glass with some ice, and we'll just finish up by a splash of soda water to make it fizzy and foamy. Final touch is the time for coffee. Just dispose it nicely around your glass, and it will get you all the aromas to prepare you to enjoy your cocktail.
Looks delish.
Cheers.
Cheers. That was some boy. Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for coming by.
Absolute pleasure.
Fantastic having you here.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Ciao.
Ciao, we are the Garrick Twins, Anita and Caro. We are professional cyclists coming from Switzerland, and we are visiting Accademia for the very first time. We are racing the Enduro World Series, that's races across the entire globe, with races happening in Australia, South America, entire Europe and the United States.
Here we have this kinetic sculpture by Charles Morgan, a Swiss artist, and it's a representation of the factory in Scarperia, the production, the shop floor level, and on the other side we have instead the offices of La Marzocco. Here a deep dive into the history of our company, of La Marzocco. We have some pictures, some machines of course, to tell the history of La Marzocco through 4 iconic machines that really were milestone for the evolution of La Marzocco, of course, but also espresso technology.
Our discipline is enduro mountain biking. This is a gravity discipline that involves special stages that are descending and has still a lot of endurance component as well, as you have to get from stage to stage pedaling or with lift access as well. Our passion for coffee started a while ago when Caro was running a coffee shop, and they were the first in the region to do latte art and really have a new level of coffee experience. I had a little job working for this roasting company at the trade show and got in touch with the local distribution of La Marzocco. Later they hired us to work on the biggest gastronomy trade show in Switzerland, and we got to know everyone from La Marzocco and the CEO as well. And we got to talk and talked about our passion for cycling, and they were absolutely hooked, and since then we're La Marzocco Home ambassadors.
And then we get to the greenhouse of Accademia, our greenhouse. A perfect representation of a virtuous coffee plantation, because we have coffee plants but also shadow trees.
Yeah, we could not be more stoked to have La Marzocco Home as our sponsor and collaborator. It's like a beautiful connection, cycling and coffee, and it's something that we absolutely love, and it's so nice to see the passionate people behind La Marzocco supporting us
and it's just been an incredible ride together. We are managing our own team. That means the two of us are arranging sponsorship deals, we're our own travel agency, marketing agency, and pretty much everything else you could imagine that is needed, really. Since 4 years we are managing our own team, looking after our sponsors. We are our own marketing department, do all the travel bookings, everything you could possibly imagine that is involved in racing your bike around the globe. Here we are in the middle of Florence. It's only a short 20-minute ride away from Accademia, and you end up in this beautiful historic town center. Now we continue our journey back to Switzerland. Ciao ragazzi! Ciao from the literary corner. Today I didn't pick a book about coffee, but about nature design. So this book is called Nature Design, From Inspiration to Innovation, and was published by the Museum of Design in Zurich in Switzerland. And it's basically a book where you can learn how inspiration was taken from nature, from Art Nouveau until today. Doesn't matter if it's architecture, art, or product design or graphic design. The book is structured in different parts. It's divided into different chapters, like taken inspiration from animals, topography, human beings, as well as plants. You can see on, it's very illustrative, so you have a lot of pictures, not that many text, but it's not needed because all the content is self-explaining. And it's beautiful to see how much impact nature has, not only on design but also on architecture, and at the same time it gives us the feeling that we need to follow up the urgency to take care of our surroundings, means the nature itself. But I guess the best way to make you understand what this book is about, because it's very visually, I will show you some of the pages. So let's start, for example, here. Here you see where this is a design for Daimler Chrysler from Mercedes, and the inspiration is taken on one hand from a fish and also from a leaf. And at the same time you can see and follow up that this shape, which is totally given by nature, was the optimal way to guarantee both the aerodynamics as well as a low energy consumption. So the next example, let's see what I find, is this one, which is the Expo Dome done by Buckminster Fuller, and it was produced or designed in 1967. And the idea is to make the surroundings for the humans inside totally transparent, so they feel a part of the surroundings, but at the same time they are hidden in this geometric sphere. The next very important example is Signore Calatrava, which was a very famous architect, maybe some of you know him, and he designed this building in Malmö in Sweden, which is inspired by a trunk of a tree palm, which is very interesting because it's it's a skyscraper, but at the same time it's kind of organic, based on its role model, the nature. But you find at the same time also very artistic interpretations of nature and organic structure taken from the nature. Like, for example, here we have the teapot called Drop from Luigi Colani, which is a German product designer. Also a Bart lens, where you see is like an installation with a human body which serves as a lamp. So it's really a very inspiring book, and I highly recommend it. You can also use it very well on the coffee table. In total, it's a very colorful and diverse and inspiring book, which you don't have to, like as said, you find a lot of visual hints, visual information, rather than text, so it's even suitable as a coffee table book. And of course, this book is also suitable for everyone who likes coffee, yeah? Because the world doesn't consist just of coffee, is a very major part, but there is also things beyond. So I hope you enjoyed this small excursus into the world of nature design, and see you next time. Ciao!
Don't talk about me when I'm gone. Oh honey, though our friendship ceases from now on.